Hey, so a very important article is coming out of Russia, a very important statement in which Lavrov says that hope US deal won't mean Delhi and Moscow ties suffer. So basically, it's about in the context that, as you know, US just had a trade deal with India just a few weeks ago. In the start of the February, and when Trump told his audience on Twitter or on Truth Social about it, he also mentioned an important statement that is, India won't buy Russian oil now. And we all know, most of the analysts also know that it may be not true to a very great extent because Trump maybe was just trying to plead his voter base, but it sure had some impact on India's deal with Russia. It may not be completely cancelled, but India is sure going to reduce its oil imports from Russia, which is a very important pillar for India and Russia relations. So basically, it's about that Russians are afraid now that maybe Indians will stop buying Russian oil. And that's why they are saying that even if India has mended its ties with USA, it doesn't mean that they have to make bad ties with Moscow, Russia. And it is especially troublesome for Russia because, as you know, Russia don't have much allies nowadays. Most of the markets Russia used to export in are now collapsed. And the biggest markets in the world are European Union and USA, and obviously Russia can't sell there. And the third biggest market is China, and you know it's not easy to sell in China because China itself is the production hub of the world. It produces the cheapest goods and almost of all types. So Russia doesn't have really anything to sell in China. So if Russia loses India, and India, for your information, is a very big country. It's already the fourth largest economy, and it's the super fast going rate also tells that India sure will be the third largest economy by 2030. And being third largest world economy is not something to be taken lightly. And that's why Russia understands India's value, and that's why Russia wants India and Russia ties to be good. Also, not just oil, there are also many other concerns for Russia. For example, India just pulled out a lithium project which was in Mali. So basically, there was a project related to lithium in Mali country of Russia, and India just pulled out of it, giving the reason of security risks. So it is also a very bad sign for Russia that India and Russia ties are seeming to fade away, even though it's not that easy for them to fade away. India and Russia's relations are very strong and very old. But even a slight bit of distance from India could cost a lot Russia right now because of its, the situation right now. Then a very important article that is coming is this one. Russia won't punish India for reducing its oil imports. So basically, as we know that India sure is going to reduce its oil imports, and even though like many Indians are not happy for it, because the only thing that Indians wanted in return for all the tariffs that we faced was that India stay firm. And even though India didn't bend down that much, we still have not stopped buying Russian oil, but we are reducing, and that kind of shows a humble approach. So India would have taken it a bit earlier too, but now after all that, many people can't take it. So even if India is reducing the oil imports, the important thing is Russia can't punish India for this right now, because as I showed you that how India is very important for Russia, but on the other hand, Russia right now, because of its situations and very you know bad economic conditions, is not of that much importance for India. So even if Russia tries to do something, it won't be able to do anything much. For example, like, first of all, India won't try to hurt, Russia won't try to hurt India in any way and offend India by supporting Pakistan or something like that, because it's gonna cause Russia itself. As much as they will do any shit like that, then in long term they're not going to get any benefits from Pakistan or Bangladesh, countries which are that poor and so slowly growing. Meanwhile, India will keep even more distance from Russia if Russia tries to do anything like that. And on the other hand, they can't do anything economically as well, because America was able to hurt India almost that much because India depends on America. Almost 50 billion trade is there, and Russian people buy American products. On the other hand, there is almost no trade of just a 4 billion, and in that also Russian people don't buy much from India. Even though Putin has said it many times that we are working towards increasing and imports from India and all, but it doesn't actually ever happen. So India doesn't depend on Russia in any case here. So even if Russia tries to do anything, it won't be able to, sadly, for them. A very important thing is that this person, Lavrov, you must have heard of him at many places. He's a very important minister from Russia, and he's giving his statements related to India so many times, like, and most of them are related to the trade deal that India and Russia had signed. India and USA had signed that Trump or nobody else, I mean, except Trump, nobody else has declared that India will not buy Russian oil anymore. It means that India is going to buy it even after that. So he's trying with all force to convince India to have better relations and to, show the world media also that India is not going far away from Russia. So many other things are going to happen, and we'll keep making every two videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.